Today, we're talking about something that could change your entire immigration journey to Canada, and that is what province should you target in 2025. Whether you're applying for permanent residency, you're thinking of studying, or you're just trying to get your foot in the door with a work permit, the province you choose can either speed things up to PR and citizenship or slow things down for you. If you don't believe me, listen to this. In 2025, Canada cut provincial nominee programs or the PNP allocations by 50% across almost every province. That means there are fewer nomination spots and more competition. So you could be highly qualified, but if you're targeting the wrong province, you might wait years for permanent residency. But if you choose the right province, your pathway to PR could be faster, smoother, and even cheaper. In this video, we're going to walk through each province and territory in Canada, and I'll show you where it's easier to get nominated, which provinces are best for international students, where your CRS score can still get you invited, and cost of living, job demand, and even more. So first up, let's look at Ontario, the most popular province in Canada for newcomers and also one of the most competitive. Ontario had over 21,000 nominations in 2024. And in 2025, that was cut to around 10,750. That means there are fewer invitations and probably longer waiting times for most people. Ontario runs multiple streams under the OINP, including the Human Capital Priority Stream. This usually requires a CRS score of 400 plus. There's also the Employer Job Offer streams. The Master's Graduate and PhD Graduate streams, no job offer is required for these ones. Ontario's Human Capital stream is great if you have a high CRS score and in-demand skills like tech, healthcare, or finance. The Masters and PhD streams are unique because you don't need a job offer, but they are competitive and they operate on point-based draws. I think this was changed in 2021 or so. So not every Masters or PhD graduate can get a spot. Ontario is excellent for job opportunities, especially in tech, finance, and healthcare, but it also has the highest cost of living in the country. For example, if you want to rent a one-bedroom in Toronto, you're looking at $2,300 or even more. Then when you add groceries, transport, and daycare or other things, you're looking at quite a lot of money. So yes, Ontario is powerful. It's great even, but only target it if you have a strong profile or local connections. Otherwise, you might be better off looking elsewhere. Let's move on to British Columbia, popularly known as BC. British Columbia is another top destination, especially for tech workers and international students. But in 2025, BC's PNP quota was slashed from 8,000 to 4,000, and the province had to pause general skilled workers draws. Only 1,100 new invitations are expected this year, and they are mostly reserved for healthcare workers, entrepreneurs, and tech professionals. If you're not in those categories, it might be tough for you. BC still runs the tech stream and the international postgraduate stream for STEM grads with no job offer, but both are limited this year. BC is beautiful. It's got a strong job market and one of the highest qualities of life in Canada. But the cost of living is brutal. For example, if you want to rent in Vancouver, you are easily looking at over $2,300 for a one-bedroom. If you want to buy a home, you are looking at $1.3 million on the average. So unless you're in tech or healthcare or you already live and work in BC, you may want to look elsewhere in 2025. Now let's talk about Alberta, one of the best kept secrets in Canadian immigration. Why, you may ask? Because Alberta is one of the few provinces where you can still get an invitation with a CRS as low as 300. That's thanks to the Alberta Express Entry Stream, which selects candidates from the federal pool based on ties to Alberta or in-demand occupations. You don't even need a job offer. If you have a relative in Alberta, you studied there, or you work in an in-demand job in Alberta, Alberta may pick you. That gives you 600 points and almost guaranteed permanent residency. Alberta also runs the opportunity stream for people already working in Alberta. The job market in Alberta is strong. Energy, tech, agriculture, trades, and healthcare, all those occupations need people. And the cost of living is much better than Ontario or BC. Rent in Calgary is around $1,500 for a one-bed, and Alberta has no provincial sales tax. Alberta is an amazing option for international students, skilled workers, and even those overseas with a mid-range CRS score, so keep an eye on Alberta. Let's move to Quebec, the France of Canada. Quebec is a different game entirely. It runs its own immigration system, and if you're in the express entry, then you have no intention to live in Quebec. Their immigration programs include Quebec's Skilled Worker Program, the QSWP, and Quebec Experience Program, the PEQ. But here's the catch: you need French. If you're not fluent in French, getting into Quebec is very hard, and in 2025, the PEQ stream for workers has been suspended until at least November. That means even people already in Quebec can't apply under that stream right now. Quebec has good job opportunities in healthcare, tech, aerospace, and education. Montreal is diverse and lively, and the cost of living is moderate as well. But unless you speak French or you are willing to learn fast, you're better off focusing on another province. Let's talk about Saskatchewan next. Saskatchewan has long been known as one of the easiest provinces to get PR. Their PNP uses an expression of interest system that lets you apply without a job offer if you are in an in-demand occupation. But in 2025, there are new limits. Only 25% of nominations can go to retail, food service, and transportation. And overseas candidates are now limited to health, agriculture, and skilled trades. The province is focusing on candidates already in Canada. But that said, Saskatchewan is still great if you're in a targeted occupation, if you plan to study or work there first, and if you have a relative living there. That gives you extra points. The cost of living is low. Housing is very affordable. Rent is often under $1,200. So if you're willing to move and live in Saskatchewan, it can still be a fast route to PR for you. Manitoba is next. Manitoba is one of the most immigrant-friendly provinces in Canada. Why? Well, because they prioritize people with family or friends in Manitoba. And their PNP actively selects people already working or studying in the province. The international education stream is amazing. If you study in Manitoba and you get a job, you can get nominated right away. And there's even a stream for master's PhD graduates with no job offer. Manitoba has jobs in transportation, logistics, healthcare, agriculture, and finance. Rent in Winnipeg is about $1,100. Groceries, insurance, and services are quite affordable. If you're looking for a budget-friendly province with a fast PR route for students or workers, Manitoba is a top contender. Moving on, let's get to Nova Scotia, which is another underrated province in Canada. They have the labor market priority stream, which picks candidates from the express entry pool with no job offer and no provincial connection. They've invited nurses, programmers, French speakers, and more in the past. Plus, they are part of the Atlantic Immigration Program, or the AIP, which means that if you get a job offer from a designated employer, you can go straight to permanent residency. And international students from Nova Scotia schools can apply with just a job offer. No work experience is required. As per cost of living, in Halifax, rent is around $1,500 for an apartment, and houses go for about $500,000 to $600,000. If you don't have connections to other provinces and you want a welcoming, smaller city vibe with ocean views, Nova Scotia is a fantastic option. Let's move to New Brunswick. New Brunswick is the only province in 2025 that negotiated an increase in its immigration spots. It now has 4,250 spots, while other provinces had theirs cut in half. That means more room for you. New Brunswick focuses healthcare, education, and they focus on skilled trades as well. They have PNP streams for French speakers, job fairs that lead to invitations, and they are active in the Atlantic Immigration Program. The cost of living is low. Rent is around $900 to $1,200 for an apartment, and groceries and gas are also affordable. International students benefit too because New Brunswick allowed private college grads with job offers to apply for PR, and that's quite rare in Canada. So if you're looking for high chances and lower competition, New Brunswick should be on your radar. Newfoundland and Labrador is the only province that had its full PNP quota restored in 2025. They have over 2,500 spots right now. They have the Priority Skills Newfoundland program, which targets tech, healthcare, agriculture, and ocean sciences workers even without a job offer. They also make strong use of the Atlantic program as well. The cost of living is low. St. John's rent is around $1,000 for an apartment. Groceries are higher due to their location, but housing is very affordable. For students, Memorial University is affordable and graduates can apply through several streams for permanent residency. This is one of the easiest provinces to get nominated in 2025, especially for tech and healthcare workers. Moving up north, let's go to Yukon and the Northwest Territories, which both have PNPs, but they are small and they are job offer focused. Nunavut has no PNP at all. Unless you already have a job offer or you are ready to work in a remote high-cost region, these provinces are not ideal for most candidates. So let's bring it all together. If you want PR without a job offer, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland are the strong choices. If you plan to study, Manitoba, New Brunswick, and Ontario offer great postgraduate streams. If you speak French, Ontario, Quebec, and New Brunswick give you an edge. And if you're looking for high job demand and affordability, Alberta, Manitoba, and the Atlantic provinces are worth a close look. The bottom line is that in 2025, success depends on strategy, not just qualifications. So choose wisely, plan ahead, and stay flexible. And if this video helped you, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who is applying to Canada this year. Now, let me know in the comments which province you are targeting. Or if you want a separate video diving deeper into any one of these provinces, leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.